Hello, good people. Welcome to our show. Hello, bad people. Welcome to our show. Hello, guys. Welcome. Today we are going to discuss more about AI and how you can use AI in your content marketing. It's hard to ignore this topic. Impossible tomorrow, but that was simple before. And today, almost all content creators use AI. I speak with ChatGPT more often than with my wife. So I love this tool. I love it. I can't live without this tool. And it's important to use this tool smart because it's not like golden button to click to get everything what you need to have. It's more about using in the right way. I'm so excited to discuss this topic with Tom Winter. How are you?
Hi, thanks a lot, Anthony, for the invite. I'm really pumped here to talk to you. I hope that your wife is not jealous about ChatGPT and like she actually is willing to share you with ChatGPT. So I think she has I hope that she has nothing against it. Yeah, it's not. I've heard from your podcast. It's not the first time that you're speaking about AI, and definitely from what I heard, like you're using AI heavily. So it's great to talk to you about it. I might like on my side, I also try to use AI as much as possible in a little bit different way than most of people probably, because of the tool that I'm creating. But it's definitely a lot of fun.
Awesome, awesome. Love it. Great. And I think before launching ChatGPT, I had a few episodes about AI, just a few episodes. But when this tool appeared in our world, uh, almost all episodes are connected with AI because professionals use this tool. I think it's popular in marketing, in content creation, but according to some data, 75% of specialists still ignore this tool. For example, I spoke with my two brothers. They work in accounting and they don't use ChatGPT they, and don't use AI at all. So I think they will, because if you ignore this tool today, this tool will ignore you tomorrow. And uh, Tom, I want to ask my first question about your methods of using ChatGPT. Just let us know how you use AI today.
So basically, from what I see, like ChatGPT is a little bit, it's not a search engine. Like this is basic thing that everybody has to understand. Like it's not a search engine. It's a large language model that learns on the data that we provide. Like, so it's quite similar from what I see. It's very similar to how humans uh, work. Like it's very similar in a way that, as an example, like if I would ask you about things that you've learned in your primary school, like if I would ask you about all the dates from history, all the math equations, and so on, you probably don't know all of this because you forgot. But what you've learned in your primary school is how to make drive conclusions from the things that you already learned. Like, so you can go to Google and check like the history dates. You can check the equations and so on and resolve the problems. And large language model is quite similar. It was trained on big amounts of data. Let's say for the sake of this episode, like the whole internet. But it doesn't mean that it has all this data inside, but it's making conclusions and driving conclusions based on that, like word by word, saying, like adding words that are most probable next word. Like, because as you know, AI GPT like defines word by word. So it doesn't know like the whole what it will write when it starts to write. It's like a human. When we're writing a sentence, we're starting with one word, then the other, and then the third one, the fourth one. We don't have the whole concept of the article in our head, and we're just not writing because we are writing as we go. So this is like very, very similar. But so if it's not a search engine, so how can we use it? We have to define and give context, as much context as possible. But like when I say context, I say like large amounts of context, because it can read like 30 pages in a couple of seconds and drive conclusions out of that. And it can bring a lot more quality from that in just seconds. Like if I would compete with AI on driving conclusions from 30 pages, I would lose every single time. Like I can't do it at the speed that it does do it. So when you're writing, for example, an article, you have to add as much context as possible. This way you will reduce the hallucination. You will not have like shallow, empty content, because you will give contextual data. If even if you give, for example, 30 pages of context, it's far more contextual than the whole data set that it was trained on.
Yeah, yeah. It's interesting. You told that it's not search engines, but I use ChatGPT like search engine because, for example, if I search on Google some keywords, broad keywords, yeah, Google provides great results. Google can learn my mind and share what I wanna find. But if I need to find long questions, I use ChatGPT because this tool can reply to my questions faster and better, because on Google it takes time to find in context on for example, if I open a page, it doesn't mean that I get the answer to my question. I need to search, to read, but ChatGPT just replies to my question directly. So, and uh, I think users don't care a lot about its search engine or not. For example, when I ask my son about searching on Google, and he searched on TikTok. So he doesn't care about Google.
Yeah.
So I think we can use different methods. You can use Facebook, you can use LinkedIn to search like on Google, and all chats, social media can become search engines as well. It depends of format that you can use to search. And uh, Tom, I want to ask about creativity. It's very important to be creative. In marketing, you can't get anything without creativity. Uh,
Mhm.
but when I ask chat on ChatGPT, it's hard to get to become creative because it's the best rewriting tool. Rewriting, not writing.
Mhm.
Can you tell how to become creative by using AI?
So, like, I think it goes back to what ChatGPT is. It's a large language model. So, like, it drives conclusions from different things. When we're talking about creativity in human society, the creativity comes from connecting two dots together, like two different dots, like from different things that you've learned. And these two dots, like, come together and you're like creative. So what you can do, you can feed AI with like your mindset also, like, and things that you think might be creative, and also add additional data on top of that. And by doing that, you're able to encourage ChatGPT to become creative. Like my future prediction, not connected to SEO, not connected to content, is that most inventions that are happening in the last 200 years were done by people from different, like, that had two special, that specialized in two different niches. So let's go with physics and chemistry. Once you have a person like that, you're able to connect these two niches together, and magic happens because they understand the world from a different perspective and they create inventions. So like most inventions, if you check like who did like an invention, like it was a combination of like two different niches. And right now, what ChatGPT is, it's combining not even two niches together. It's not combining three niches together. It might combine like many niches together, and the inventions will happen on the edges of like different studies, let's say. And this is something that was never, like, we were not able to do because like of the limitations of our minds. And I think there will be plenty of inventions happening because ChatGPT or other LLM, doesn't matter, will be able to combine different niches together. And so this is basically how I see, like, if you provide the knowledge that is combination of you and AI, then you will create like you will encourage creativity. I often call it cyborg method, like, so a human and AI working together, not against each other, not AI taking over your job, not like you working against and fighting with AI. Like work together because AI has superpowers, humans have superpowers. Combining them together like equals a lot more. So that's like an amazing thing that I see. And coming back to one thing that you said, because you said that you're going through ChatGPT and asking it like for some keywords. One thing, they're not keywords, they're topics. They're not keywords for one reason, because ChatGPT doesn't have the data about keywords. Keywords is a thing that has a such volume. It provides you something that is logical, that might have search volume, but it doesn't have to be a keyword. And this is the risk, because when we're asking anything to ChatGPT, it will give you the most probable logical answer, but it doesn't mean that it has data to give you this logical answer. And this is the trap that we can get into, and many people get into that. So I would fact check it, if actually what ChatGPT wrote, like, where is it coming from? Does it have the data to provide me this knowledge, or maybe it doesn't and it just made it up? So like if you ask like a friend, what are the main keywords for content marketing, they will also tell you like some kind of keywords, like
Yeah.
from top of their head. But it doesn't mean that there are keywords that like are in your niche, that they will bring traffic, that have sales volume. They just made a logical guess.
Yeah, nice, valuable. You unhided my secrets, about about AI, because I usually collect data before asking to generate text, and after collecting data, you can ask to edit your bad copy, because I'm not good writer, but I can ask ChatGPT to convert my bad writing with good data to a good copy to get good
That's the
results.
best way to do it. Like, I'll be honest, really
Yeah,
feed ChatGPT with the data, because it doesn't have access to it.
yeah. What do you think about Bart? Bart has data to almost what Google can touch, and I asked on Bart about ChatGPT, why Bart is better, and I got the reply,
What did
that
it reply?
yeah, and Bart replied that this tool uses real-time data. ChatGPT uses data since 2021, if I remember correctly. But
They updated it to 2022 January, I think.
yeah, probably, yeah, because I saw this message as well. But Bart uses real-time data. So the difference that ChatGPT use GPT-4, but Bart uses GPT 3.5. So I think the quality is better on ChatGPT, but Bart can collect this data, and I use this trick. I use Bart to collect data as well. Not only, for example, if I have data on my experience, I can use, and if I need extra data, I can ask on Bart, to get fresh insights.
Makes a lot of sense. Like the most important part is actually to find the tool that you will use, and it gives you the answer that you want. I always say a fool with a tool is still a fool. So it doesn't matter what kind of tool you're using, and if you're not using it like the best tool in the world, you're still a fool. Like you will not gain any value out of that. Like, and I'm often a fool because like I buy a tool and then I'm not using it, and I just cancel the subscription because there's no value if I will not be using the tool. So if you think that Bart is giving you better data, and like, or maybe there is a combination of these two that you can work with, it would be good. I tried Bart for fun, just to check how it works. It works well, but my problem with Bart is that I don't have an API access to it.
Mhm.
And if I use like a large language model, I'm like using it for API, like, because the things that I'm doing there are much more like comprehensive. And I can do much more things with AI when I can do it like through API. So I'm still staying with GPT-4 like 0.0. And about the data, like, because you said that it has a cutoff like in data in 2022, like, it doesn't matter, like, it has some cutoff in data. I really don't care, because like I'm working with ChatGPT for the logical reasoning. This is why I want to work with it, and I want to do it because I can push in the knowledge that I want, so it knows the things that I want. So like you mentioned your brothers that are tax advisors, as far as I remember.
Yeah.
And for example, ChatGPT can do taxes for you. That's not a problem. The problem is different. If you don't provide the knowledge about the law into ChatGPT, and if you don't push in the law that is connected to what you want it to do, it will not have context. So it will give you a BS answer that makes no sense. But if you can provide it with actual law that it has to go through and understand, like, okay, you're asking about this. So, like, these are the things that I have to go through. This is how I need to count taxes. It will do it. Like, that's not a problem, but you have to provide it with law. Like, you can create a ChatGPT lawyer, like in States, for example, that will answer, like, write some lawyer things, like lawyer emails or something with, like, for example, precedents about specific cases. But you have to put in the precedents into ChatGPT so it knows and it has context. There was a situation, I think, in States that one lawyer used ChatGPT for, like, his case to write stuff, and ChatGPT made up, like, precedents. Yes, it did. It hallucinated because you just ask a simple question. You didn't provide the context. You didn't give ideas. So the whole thing with AI, in my opinion, that is happening right now is how to build large language model databases that will provide knowledge for a specific question to ChatGPT, so it can base the answer, like, taking into account this context. And I think it's in all niches, like medical, tax, just name it, like content. If you provide the proper knowledge, like 30 pages of knowledge, it can go through it. Okay, like, I know what you want. Like, I would just work with it. I will, like, take a piece of that, take a piece of this, rewrite certain things, connect it together, done.
Nice. Yeah, you remind me a popular story about a mother, and she tried to treat her son for 3 years, and they visited 17 doctors. 70 doctors gave 17 different diagnoses, different treatment, but the kid couldn't recover for over 3 years, and that was hard for her. And she signed to ChatGPT and share all data from 70 different doctors, and ChatGPT found the solution, found the right treatment, and this kid is fine now. Got this recovery, the right treatment, because all doctors have their specialization. They can see only what they know, but our body is like one mechanism, and if something doesn't work, it can impact to other uh, parts of body. So, and ChatGPT found the solution after learning data from 70 doctors. Impressive.
So basically, this comes to two things. One thing that I've mentioned, like the finding the solution comes on edges, often edges of, like, different niches. You said, like, these were specialized in certain things. So, like, if you go to a surgeon, they say, like, cut. Like, if you will go to, like, somebody else, like, they will say, like, different thing. So this is one thing, and the other thing is that, looking from medical perspectives, like, I'm really looking forward to medical perspective from GPT, like using AI LLM models, because you can give access to LLM models to history of curing millions of people. Is there any human in the world that can even go through this data? Like, no freaking way. Like, that's not possible. So by having, like, first of all, like, the first diagnosis and the final diagnosis, like, most of doctors, let's be honest, if I go to a doctor and if he gives me treatment for anything, even coughing, do I come back to him with information, what, like, did it cure me or not? Or even going to this sample that you mentioned about this kid, did this woman go to every single one of these 17 doctors to tell, like, look, you didn't do anything to help me out, like, your way of treating my son was, like, just a waste of time, money, effort, and everything. So they didn't get even the feedback, probably. And you can push it into GPT. So it has the feedback. It knows the like input, it knows the output. It can learn on like vast more like bigger amounts of data about like beginning and the end.
Yeah, yeah, interesting. Um, yeah, uh, I got the idea to ask ChatGPT about using the right channel. For example, I often get the question, what to use, SEO, social media, what kind of social media, you know, uh, like in this example, we can ask, okay, we have this data, we have our audience, let us know.
I would try it. Like I'll be honest, I would try it. Like if you feed with like enough data, like to ChatGPT in a structured way that is understandable for AI, it
Mhm.
might be a good product. Like if somebody has this idea about the product that will drive conclusions out of the data, like on what to do next, go for it.
Yeah, it's important in digital marketing to set up priorities when you know what you do. And I see often when I don't know, like jack of all trades are trying to achieve everything, to be successful on TikTok, in SEO, in LinkedIn. Oh no, I tried. By the way, I tried to repurpose content and to be successful everywhere, but my results were like 5, 10 followers a day, a few hundred views, nothing special. When I switched my attention to LinkedIn, I started to grow. Even to repurpose content like for 5 minutes, you can lose attention to one direction that works well. I think it's a good idea when you have resources, when you have a team, a huge team like Gary Vee. He has a team, to repurpose content everywhere, but he started on Twitter. So he recommends to anyone to create content everywhere. But I think it's a good idea with a team, with people who understand each specific social media. It's not only to share content, it's more about to engage with the audience, except TikTok. On TikTok, you need to create just engagement content, but it's important to create it as well. Tom, I open your LinkedIn profile and I see you top content marketing voice. Wow. My congratulations. Yeah, great, Mark. And I want to ask about your bio because I see you built tools from zero to customers in plus 100 countries. Wow. Can you tell how you did it?
So,
I
but
don't think so you speak 100 languages, but how you did it?
no, I don't speak 100 languages. I just like at the moment it doesn't matter because like there's ChatGPT to translate to any language.
Mhm.
But like I'm a serial entrepreneur. Like right now I'm focused on SEO Wind, which is a tool to write AI content based on research that we do. But like earlier, I created with a couple of founders. So we created a tool to test developer skills. We're one of the 4 biggest tools like that in the world. And I was responsible. I'm a half a developer, half a marketer, half a sales guy, half a founder, like many hats, definitely. And I was responsible for driving revenue. Like this is closest to my heart, I'll be honest. But I can hack it because like I'm like really close to development and I can do a lot of POCs and do a lot of stuff to automate my work. So for years, like for the last 10 years, I was driving traffic there. I was growing organic traffic. I had to go through the process of building content, identifying the search intent, building the content that drives traffic and brings customers. That's the most important part because building content for the sake of building content like makes no sense. Like really, I wouldn't do it. And so like most of our customers were brought by organic, but my pain, my biggest pain was actually to create content that nails the search intent. I was doing briefs. So like I was opening up like 20 tabs to create a brief for a specific topic, checking who's doing what, like, and to identify exactly what Google thinks about the topic, using Ahrefs, SEMrush, like a lot of things. Like, so a lot of memorizing things, what's where, combining it together. And it took me like 2 hours to create a proper brief every single time that I was doing it. And whenever I cut corners, I saw that I'm losing quality. Like easy as that. Like I hated it because it was like a repetitive process. And at some point, like when we decided to go like as passive founders, I and my another founder, we decided to go like, okay, let's fix this problem. Let's create briefs that are focused on search intent. Let's bridge the gap between Ahrefs and SEMrush, which I honestly love. Like I can spend hours there. And let's find a way for content writers to nail the search intent, create outlines, create like find keywords and so on. And then we launched it in December. And then ChatGPT happened, like in GPT-4 happened in March this year. And we noticed that briefing a human and prompting AI is no different. You have to put in the context and you'll get quality. If you don't put in the context, you don't get quality. And that's like how SEO Wind was born. Like we started to write articles, but we did also research for humans to write briefs for humans to write better content that nails the search intent, that brings quality, that creates helpful content. So this is my story. Like
I love your story. I love it. Love it. Tom, can you tell about translation more if we use ChatGPT? Because I see different opinions about that, and most people can tell it's important to edit manually if you translate. But if you translate to plus 100 languages, I don't know how to to edit manually. So you need to find plus 100 translators who know the topic, who can do it. And I translate some projects to different languages, including Japanese, Turkish, Arabic, for many different countries, and it works well. I stop using translators. I stop using people who can check this content because I'm not sure that these people can improve the quality. I don't know how to check them, but I cooperated with translators before ChatGPT, and I spent so much time to find them, to manage them, and I compared results after translation in ChatGPT for a few seconds and having the whole process, entire process to organize people, to manage them, and I found I get better results with ChatGPT. So yeah, I fired them.
so
Tell
so
your methods.
the question is, what's the goal of translation that you have?
Uh,
Like
uh,
what do you want to use it for?
I mean, like how to translate different. I mean, like how to translate text to different languages without losing the quality and without checking manually.
So like for example, like if I would be translating my blog posts just to a different language, I would use AI. Either it would be ChatGPT or DeepL, it doesn't matter. But I will take into account that it will make mistakes. And to be honest, I don't care from my perspective, like because I can swallow the mistake if it will drive organic traffic for me. But if, for example, I would translate an offer, sales offer, to many languages, then I would have a different approach because I don't want to make mistakes in the sales offer, right? So this is why I'm asking, like, what is the what do you want to translate it to? But I agree with you that what I would do, for example, what I often do, I like to use ChatGPT or DeepL to translate things. I'm trying to translate back and forth. Like, so basically, I'm translating with one thing, one tool. Like, I'm translating to like another language, and then I'm translating back to a language that I understand, and I'm like checking if it still makes sense. If it makes sense, probably the translation was good, because this way I can fact check it, especially if I use two different tools. And in my opinion, if you really want to be sure that like it's top notch, unfortunately, you have to find a human that speaks a native, that speaks this language. But to just fact check it, kind of, I would translate back and forth. And with content that you want to use just to drive organic traffic for different languages, like go for it. Like sometimes you will make mistakes. The best thing, like that's a story that I can share with you. Like we translated our page into a couple of languages. To be honest, I don't know what's written in different languages. And sometimes like somebody comes to like, let's say from Danish, they're telling us like coming to us like, look, what you wrote there makes no sense. The funniest story was from Netherlands because we're selling briefs. We were selling briefs to write articles, And somebody from Netherlands told us, like, you know what, briefs, like how you translated it, it's pants, basically, which was like extremely funny, like from their perspective, because like we offered, instead of briefs, pants. But then I told this guy, like, I'm doing it like this. I was like super honest, like what we're doing. He turned up our customer. Like, so really, you can turn every situation around. Just be honest with the things that you're doing. Like, be straightforward. Like, it happens.
Yeah, got it. Got it. Nice, nice. Tom, you mentioned about lead generation, and I see it's a big issue with content marketing when companies chase volume, traffic, sales. I mean, like not sales, likes, comments, but for example, once I spoke with a master who lost 400,000 traffic because Google dropped his ranking positions, but he didn't lose any sales. And I think it's important to create content for your buying journey, to consider customers, to help them, because most customers don't buy from unrecognizable brands. You need to bring value first, but broad topics don't mean that when you have broad topics, it don't mean that you can cover buying journey. For example, if I want to get SEO, it's hard. It's really hard to compete with Neil Patel, with Moz, with Ahrefs, with Google itself. In the second, it doesn't mean that I can sell SEO services, by having SEO in the top 10 results. So, two reasons why I ignore such keywords. Can you tell how to figure out before creating content that this content will help your customers who can buy in the end?
I'm a big fan of a theory that I have, is a theory of touch points. So
Mhm.
basically, if you build enough touch points with your customer, like let's say I'm here on the podcast with you, Anatoly, somebody will see me. Like there will be like your audience will see me. Like this is a touch point like that I have with them. If they will also find my website, they will find something like some things on LinkedIn. I'm getting like already like 3 to 5 touch points. Like when I will get to 5, they will check out the tool, like, or whatever I do. They will find out like what I do, and it's kind of a game of touch points. Sometimes you're helping out luck. I would go after like big keywords to compete with Neil Patel, Ahrefs, and so on. To be honest, I did it, and I'm not afraid with competing with them. I know that they're like a authority that is like high above like what I do. That's cool. Like that's really fine. I can still drive traffic from keywords that I compete with them, just like at a lower rate, like less, but I can. And if I can produce a lot of content that like goes like is around my niche and is well thought through because it connotates with my tool, I will do it. Like I can use AI, I can use my own tool. Like the best part, I sell a tool that creates content that nails the search engine. I can simplify it with using AI and humans, combination of that. And I prefer to use my own tool to bring organic traffic. This is what I did for years. Right now I have a tool for that. So I'm using the best thing I can do is to use my own tool to drive organic traffic and drive it at scale, which makes a lot of sense. I don't understand all the tools that I know, AI tools, writing tools, that don't use their own tool. Like if somebody can explain to me why if I go to a blog of certain AI tool, they're not using their own tool for their own blog, please do like find me on LinkedIn and write to me. Tell me why they're not doing it because I don't understand.
Yeah, got it, got it. Tom, I have common questions. I often ask these questions all my speakers because people want to know uh, how to avoid mistakes. In my life, I made a lot of mistakes. I keep doing them, and I think in marketing, it's important to make mistakes. I don't know how to go ahead without having mistakes because everyone starts with best practices, generic strategies. We fail. I fail a lot. I remember when I started press releases, PR. LinkedIn, I failed in most of my attempts. Then when I learned how it works, I found the way, how to go ahead. Can you list mistakes that marketers can avoid? I mean, like, for example, okay, some mistakes we need to do to learn from them, to get experience, to acquire experience. But which mistakes do you think we can avoid? I mean, like, to learn before doing something.
I agree with you so much because I embrace mistakes. Like I love doing like making mistakes. I think it's the most important skill in marketing and probably in every job to be able to make mistakes, because if you're doing mistakes, that means you're doing something. If you're not doing mistakes, you're not even trying, like, because it's impossible not to make mistakes. The problem that I see is doing the same mistake twice. This is the big problem that I see. If you're doing the same mistake twice, like, you have a problem and you have to like find a way to do it. Like, not like, I agree with you totally. I don't have like a silver bullet that I can tell you don't do this, don't do that. Unfortunately, we as humans are built in a way that we have to do our mistakes on our own. I have two kids, and I know I'm letting them do mistakes, even though that I know what will happen in the moment, that they will fall and they will hit their knee or they will break something. I know that I'm letting them do mistakes because we as humans, we learn best on our own mistakes. Even if I tell you or somebody something that, like, do it this way because it's a game changer, I had this situation so many times in my life that somebody told me something that they really believed in, like with their whole heart, like, and told me like as a biggest secret ever, like, do this, this will help you out. And it's like, really? And then 2 years later, there's like a light bulb over my head, like, oh, this is what you meant. It's
Yeah.
like, we can't like learn from, like, often, like, we will hear something, but to be honest, we will not hear it. So do mistakes. That's good to do mistakes. Like, that means you're trying and you're testing things. Don't do them twice. This is the key part.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. I love it, love it. But sometimes I can do mistakes twice because it's more about testing experiment. When you fail and you still don't know where to go, you still don't know what to do, and we need to test more, to adapt, to experiment, to learn from mistakes and find the way where to go.
There is a saying that if you're doing the same thing twice and you're like expecting a different result, it's basically a definition of insanity.
Mhm.
So this is like what I think. Like, I will not do same things like over and over and again to expect different results. Like,
Yeah,
this
just
is how
just
it is.
improve
Change
improve a
something.
little bit.
Yeah, change
Yeah,
something. Like,
yeah.
and have a hypothesis. Like, the best thing that I've learned, and it took me a while, is every time that I do something, I have a hypothesis. What will be the outcome that I want? What will, like, how will I define success? And if I define it in the beginning, like, I'm able to actually judge if something was good or bad. If I don't define it and I wait till the result, I would justify the hell out of it to prove that I was right.
Hmm.
So, like, it's good to have this perspective in the beginning. Like, often when you do things, this is how I try to work.
Awesome, awesome. Tom, um, I wanna ask about your experience, and I don't know why, but I wanna quote famous saying, "Winter is coming." Yeah, Tom, I wanna ask about your experience because I usually get great results with customers who understand what I do. I have students in my network who are looking for ways how to learn from scratch, and I wanna ask you, if you started today without any experience, knowledge, skills. You don't know anything about content marketing. You don't know anything about AI, but you need to learn it. You need to learn and to go ahead. It depends. Probably you wanna help uh, or create business that you have today, AI tools, or you wanna sell this service to consult others. So it doesn't matter. Just let us know what will you do today if you started from scratch.
Find a mentor. Like, I would find a mentor and stick to him. Like, I would watch him, like, shadow him, and would try to talk to them as much as possible. I think this is the key thing that you can do. Of course, there's not many mentors that actually will be willing to help you out, but if you listen to these people and they let you fail, I think this is what I would start with. Like I have like a employee, for example, that is 22 years old, and to be honest, if I was as good as him, like as he is, like at 22, I would be like in a different place right now. Like, so this is so amazing. Like, if a person that wants to learn, like what they can get out of people just like by asking questions, understand that you can go to LinkedIn, for example, and you can ask anybody any question. The worst case that it can happen, like they will say like no, or they will just don't answer. This is the worst case. Like, so go there, ask people questions, uh, meet them, talk to them, try to ask these questions. What should I learn? Like, what do you think I should go after? How should I learn about it? Like, so this is what I would do. I would find a mentor that would speed up all the things that I did. It doesn't mean that the mentor knows everything, but like, be a human. Like, talk to them and understand from what they're saying, like make drive conclusions.
I think even if mentors are wrong, it doesn't matter, because I don't think that in marketing we have right or wrong. We have
No.
methods that work for someone. So mentors can show the door that you need to open, like in Matrix. We speak about AI, so it's the same. You need to open the door, but the rest depends on you. It's up to you, not all practitioners, not all mentors. You need to get ideas to understand how it works and then adapt. Because if you use totally the same in marketing, you fail. But if you
Yeah,
think
agree.
how to improve it, how to adapt, you can get great results. And to my final question about the future, I always ask this question because I'm interested in different opinions. I'm so bad with forecast of the future. I tried to uh, play with crypto, and I got the feeling crypto will go up. It went down, so I'm okay. I don't lose all my money. Of course, I put just my eggs to different bags. And I want to ask you, what kind of future will be in content marketing? Because we have AI today, probably we can see augmented reality from Apple. I don't know about virtual reality with Facebook, but our environment is growing fast. Technologies are coming fast. We need to adapt to go ahead. Your prediction about the future?
So basically, like I can only say about AI, like this is something that I know, like about augmented reality, or like whatever Facebook, like what kind of glasses they just launched. I don't know. Like it's not my niche. Like I'm too old for that. But like with AI, I think it will grow like more into tools that will specialize in certain niche. That will, as I said, like in the beginning, that will add content and context into the prompting. So we will not use ChatGPT directly. We will be using AI in a different way. ChatGPT is just like a phase. It's a chat. Like it will be nice to chat with it, but there will be specialized tools. Let's go with PPC. Like there's PMax at the moment. When you go to AdWords and you create an advertisement, there is like PMax, which is basically AI that will help you out to create and design ads. Mainly we will have like and see more and more tools that specialize in certain niche, like SEO Wind that specializes in writing content, like AdWords PMax that specializes uh, in AdWords, like that will create ads for you. You will just click you will just do one click, you will add images and it will be there. With Google, like there will be a huge change with Google from the perspective of e-commerce. Google, that's my prediction, will change into Amazon, so into a marketplace. The whole cycle of sales cycle will begin and end in Google. So because Bard will become your best assistant, that will always answer you with the best possible answer, because it can only exist if it will answer with best possible answers. So you will go to Google, you will like look for like Nike shoes that are great for running, or best running shoes. Can you give me some examples? It will show you some examples. Then you will ask like, I want in this and this range of price range. It will show you them, and then you will ask like, where can I get them cheaper? So it has to give you like best possible answer. And the whole process will end in Google, because Google will be able to pull all the data from your e-commerce website about like, do you have it or you don't. Like, so I think like e-commerce from the website perspective will almost stop existing. Like Google will take it over and Amazon will take it over. Like, so we will see like two Amazons there, and that will be a huge change. From content perspective, I think like we will still drive organic traffic.
Oh, I love it. It's unique for us because I asked many times this question, but yeah, you provided something different, from others.
Cool.
That is why I love marketing. I love marketers. Who can share their predictions. We'll see. Nobody can predict the
Nobody
future.
knows. Nobody knows.
Yeah,
Like,
but we can adapt. We can adapt. And marketers on TV and radio didn't lose their jobs. They adapted to digital. I see when people don't understand SEO, they think like SEO can help to rank high on Google. No, SEO can help you to create high quality content, to increase website speed, to earn backlinks that will bring traffic, recognition. It's not like only ranking on Google. It's the result of this job. But if you have experience to create high quality content, then you can adapt to any other channel. It doesn't matter what kind of future will be. Just adapt faster. Yeah, even in AI, only 25% of people only use AI. So you still have
I think
room.
even less. I think it's 25% that actually tried it and ditched it. So like they're not using it anymore. So like even I would say like 10% probably.
Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, it means that you have this opportunity. If you adapt earlier than others, you can win. Tom, it's a big pleasure to get on my show,
Thanks
to
a lot.
learn from you. I love this experience. So fun, so valuable. Let us know the best way how to keep learning from you, how to reach out to you, how to follow you.
So if you want to find me, like find me on LinkedIn, it's Tom Winter. You'll find me. Like even though that is common name, as Anatoly said, like winter is coming. And if you want to try out the tool like SEO Win just to see how it works, like go to seowin.io, and you also can find me there.
Okay, guys, you can find links in the description below. Listen us on Apple, Google, Spotify. I recommend to anyone to follow Tom because you can see a lot of valuable insights. I personally follow, and you need to do as well. It's a big mistake if you ignore it because Tom is top content marketing voice on LinkedIn. And it's not about winter is coming, it's summer. You can warm your knowledge to get more skills and go ahead. Okay, guys, love you. See you.
Thanks a lot. Cheers.